living in big cities made us forget what it is like to be a part of civilization and highly technological environment. Together with the team of Alone with the Nature Permanent Expedition, you'll get to discover the wilds of pristine world and learn how to survive with a set of primitive tools. The nature of our country is rich and diverse. For centuries, its mountains, steppes, deserts, and woods were reliable partners of humans who learned to love and understand their homeland. Nature gave men shelter, harvest, and hospitable roof. But at the same time, it had no mercy for those who could not adjust their way of life to severities of the wilds. Together with the team of Alone with the Nature Permanent Expedition, you'll get to discover the wildest corners of the country and learn how to survive the hardships of nomadic life. Outdoor KZ team continues the series of expeditions under mysterious lakes of Zhetysu project. This time, the crew will get to discover Lake Tentek, located in the head of same name river in one of the most hard-to-reach corners of Zhetysu Alatau. Steep slopes, rough rivers, and remoteness of driveways safely keep this lake from the stranger's eye. To get there, Outdoor KZ team along with the Jungar-Alatau National Natural Park law enforcement rangers organized a combined motor horse hiking expedition. 600 kilometers of asphalt and 100 kilometers of country roads are left behind. The group switches their iron horses to strong and sturdy local breed Jibek, and the journey goes on. The task is to get to the lake and learn its wildlife, as well as master techniques of long-distance traveling in highlands. It is impossible for us to get extra horses to carry loads of provisions, first of all due to the fact that on the final stage we shall have to head on to the Tentek River upper course by feet. In addition, there is nobody in the vicinity to share spare horses with us. Besides, we're loaded with filming equipment, as our goal is not just to get to Lake Tentek, but to shoot as many scenes of wildlife there as possible. We bring minimal provisions amount. As in our expeditions, we have a rule to try and find food which nature can offer. We are aware that the lake is rich in osman fish, and we hope to make it part of our meal for the next few days. The path winds through a wide valley, but slowly the river gets into a narrow gorge with steep sides. Pine forest belt stretches up the mountain till about 2,000 meters above sea level. Some alone standing stubborn trees can be seen even 200 meters further, but any higher starts the area of highland tundra. On the northern slopes, snowy areas begin at heights of somewhere between 1.5–1.8 kilometers. Snow on the northern side melts noticeably faster. Autumn is in the full swing here. The lower mountains belt is rich in ginger red and crimson birch and mountain ash. The first overnight stay at abandoned apiary. Window of the hut is broken. Everything inside is messed up. 3 weeks ago, a group of inspectors left here a bag of provisions hanging up under the ceiling, but an unknown thief made his way in. A game biologist, Maxim Wojtychowicz, investigates the case. There are bear claw marks all over the window frame. Bruin the robber got inside and stole provisions. Settling down for sleep, outdoor KZ team members cast cautious glances to the window. They fear lest the bear should decide to visit the hut once again. He got in and ate all the provisions which we left here. What did he have? We had left some bread, sugar, food which is necessary, some canned meat and fish. He tore tin cans with teeth, squeezed these and ate. That was inside. Early in the morning, the squad saddles the horses and keeps on moving towards the riverhead. The path gets narrower. The fallen tree trunks lay across it here and there. It gets harder for horses to keep on going up the way. The sturdy animals carry the most of the load of equipment, but soon rocky walls will bar the horse path, and animals will stay there under one of the inspector's care. Further on, the burden will be carried on humans' backs. Finally, we meet some of Tentek Valley inhabitants, female roe deer and 2 calves. By the end of summer, the youngsters significantly grew up and now look almost as big as their mother. But they still carefully watch her every movement. Their mother's experience will tell them when the danger is coming and how to react. What should be done? Is it time to run, to hide, or to fight? Only mother knows all that, and calves follow her behavior in every aspect. Roe deers possess excellent sight and hearing. They have spotted our crew long ago, but somehow people didn't seem alarming, so the family went on posturing, slowly passing up the slope away from us. The weather is kind to the filming crew. At noon, the temperature went up to 15 degrees Celsius. Although in mountains, sunny weather is a tricky thing. Climbing up causes a lot of sweating, and inexperienced travelers get the feeling that they will get along with one windbreaker jacket only. But in mountains, the minute after the dusk, it gets significantly colder. Last night it was -7 degrees Celsius. All the paddles got touched with ice. It makes me curious. According to GPS, the altitude here equals 800 meters above sea level. It's only 100 meters higher than in Almaty. When we were in the city, we felt okay in shirts and jumpers, and here at night the temperature fell down to -7 degrees. When we woke up in the morning, we had to put dawn jackets on. The horse path runs into an impassable rocky wall. To get any further, the outdoor KZ crew has to dismount their horses and start moving by feet. The load to be carried is carefully chosen. Mountain journeys impose especially strict limitations on weight and volume of the burden. A person carrying more than 25 kilograms on his back for a long period does not just experience discomfort, but runs a risk of a disease. Mountain potters and dockers often suffer from worn-out spinal discs, which in its turn leads to disc herniation. Only the things necessary in mountains will find their places in backpacks. A tent, a sleeping bag, a dawn jacket, weatherproof suit, thermo underwear, gloves, gas burner, gas cartridges, and a limited amount of dried food. If the expedition is aimed at filming a wildlife documentary, it makes it necessary to bring a binocular or even better a spyglass. By means of strict selection, it was possible to decrease the personal equipment weight down to 15 kilograms. To leave alone the shooting equipment, cameras, tripods, and lenses. A moral's cry echoes from the forest. Male deers create temporary harems, structure of which in the course of time may vary. It is a restless time for bucks. During estrus period, they lose up to 20% of their own weight. As the squad keeps on moving up the crest of the ridge, moral cries become louder. And finally, the travelers see an overwhelming scene of a night tournament. 6 females accompanied by juveniles peacefully posture on the slope, while the harem master is too busy to think about food. On hearing another buck's cry, he came into a frenzy. An unknown rival is encroaching on his family, and the master is preparing to fight the intruder back. Moral's mating cry is a code in which all the information about his size, weight, might, social status and even the length of his antlers is contained. It helps morals on just hearing an opponent's battle cry evaluate own chances for the victory. The weak usually give in the reproduction right to the strong. In such a way, nature reveals its mercy. But in case both competitors are seemingly equal in might, social status, and have similar level of aggression hormones in their blood, the battle can be fierce, even mortal. While the master of the harem is sorting things out with yet invisible opponents, 2 youngsters are drilling their fighting skills in a friendly fight. Juniors lazily butt heads with each other. There is neither passion nor aggression in their movements. After training for a while, they peacefully posture side by side. They don't have their own harem yet, and it means they have nothing to argue about. The time will come when their antlers will grow big, and muscles will grow strong, and they will dare challenge their old master. But yet the youngsters stay aside, while the master's attention is focused on a giant deer slowly passing down the slope. His antlers rather remind of 2 trees. A terrifying appearance of the stranger seems to make our leader want to retreat. To avoid unnecessary troubles, he forces his herd to go to another gorge. I found a couple of antlers. These laid on the ground about 15 meters away from each other. They belonged to one animal. It is a moral in his prime years. Morals usually drop their antlers in the end of March and in the beginning of April, depends on the weather. By the end of May, they already have their new antlers grown, but they harden into the bone in July as a rule, or by the end of June. So they come into mating season with such a powerful weapon. The season starts in September. This year a little earlier. So the weapon must be ready for battle. The bigger, the more massive the antlers are, just like these I'm holding, the higher the social status of their bearer is.
Чем больше, массивнее рога, вот такие вот, тем выше социальный статус морала.
Look, these are heavy. I wonder how mighty the animal should be to not just carry such a mass, but to keep head proudly raised. And what a powerful weapon it is, and what a powerful weapon it is. In daytime, morals usually chill in forests. In the morning and at night, they posture at forest edges. As for mountain goats, teks, they do not favor forests at all. Rocky mountains and alpine meadows are their home. Teks are natural-born climbers. On feeling a slightest menace, they dash up to the salvific cliffs, where they become unreachable for any predator. Wolf, passing by a herd of goats standing high in the rocks, does not seem to pay any attention to them. He's an experienced hunter and can evaluate the chances. In this situation, there is none. Outdoor KZ team continues its journey to mysterious Lake Tentek. The path meanders alongside the river and finally puts the wanderers in front of a small mountain lake. A herd of wild boars posture on the shore. A member of the human squad makes a careless movement and it makes boars dash into the forest. A huge male leads the race, followed by the rest of the herd. The shore is almost completely dug out. Apparently, it is the boars who made the shore their eatery. On the shore of Lake Atapkan, a sounder of boars we saw right now. One of them is really huge. As of here, starts a mountain crack from this side. There is Tentek 2 from the other side. One of Lake Tentek 2 arms flows into that Lake Atapkan. High time the group prepared for the night. As a rule, wildlife documentary makers do not make campfires on shooting location, but in case there is plenty of animals and they do not fear men, this habit can be ignored. At night, temperature fell down to -7°C. In the morning, the inside of the tent turned to be covered with frost. While the tent is drying up, the squad gets to explore the lake shores. Here at the estuary is a nice place for fishing. There is a bumpy swamp out there. The sedge grows on the bumps, so the current washes them out. And thus pits appear, such small caves, which are stay places for Osman fish. And these locals catch Osman with bare hands. Got to make a small hole in it, then grab it fast. We'll try it out now. We can do. Lake Tentek is a winter stay place for Osman fish, which come here from rivers. Outdoor KZ team brought fishing rods, but the locals used to talk a lot about authentic way of catching fish with hands only in underwater pits created by downwater stream around sedge thickets. Folks want to try it out. Maybe their new experience will help someone who's lost and out of ammunition satisfy hunger. For the members of expedition, it is a game, an addictive one. There's fish in lake pits, but it takes a lot of work to catch one. Finally, cameraman's efforts succeed, and he gets a few small fishes out of the water. To be loyal to the rules of the game, he ought to cook these himself. There are 400 kilocalories in this fish. We need to take 2,000 kilocalories a day to keep our body functioning properly. It means 5 such fishes a day is enough for me. Well, it's cooking for 5 minutes already, so I can taste it. Well, it's delicious. The laws of the genre oblige there should be a dessert. Our cameraman, after a short searching around the place, finds decently tasting substitute for tea, which in addition is rich in vitamins. Black dog rose is not only good for health, but can nourish a hungry man as well. It's sunny and hot. Trees' branches remain still, and not a single leaf stirs. But such silence promises troubles. And here it is. Fresh wind blew from the mountain pass and brought heavy clouds. All these are presages of cyclone, or else bloody wind, called in such a way cause it brings red sand from Chinese deserts. On hearing a poetic parable about bloody wind, the squad recalls another ancient superstition, which says that when you read bad forecast on the internet, you got to get going home, and you want to get there on time. Outdoor KZ team made it back to their car right before the snowstorm.